What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of trying to make Farming Simulator 25 the most realistic farm sim yet. We are doing weeds. We should have probably did them last month as soon as we planted. I'm going to try that actually with the soybeans that we'll be planting this episode and next probably. We'll see how it goes, but my plan is we're going to spray that. The miss is in here right now. Hopefully she has no issues. We'll kind of take it from there, but just make sure she's set up and then we'll jump over to ours and check it out. See you all shortly. All right, we are trucking right along. The missus already got the other field done, went and filled up herbicide. A little pricey, but honestly, it's better than lugging jug after jug back and forth. And, you know, eventually we need to get some holding tanks up here, I think, on the farm and kind of stow it that way. But we are moving along. I filled the liquid fertilizer to try to get some room on the trailer. Yeah, not really using it as expected on the beans. Seed rate's not too shabby. We topped that off too, so I think we got a little bit left in the front of the unverth. But while we're letting our GPS kind of do this, I wanted to show you guys. There is a Lexion 8000. Now, I don't know. This does look like the longer pipe. But they're charging me a lot of extra money. Looks like the 8800 is what's actually up for sale, not the 89. So the longer pipe, unfortunately, comes with all those European labels, safety warnings. We'd like to get something American if we could, but in the end, you know, 18,000 liter hopper also makes sense. So keep it in mind. The Steiger also available. $341,000. This thing's an animal. We can add, the Pro Compact. Not too big of a deal, but yeah. That is a beast. Wouldn't mind one of those. Liquid vert. Yep. We can always get this on sale. Well, how much was this off? 50%? Yeah, almost. Yeah, we'll buy that and get that on the truck after. Mineral feed, we don't need that. Chemical mixer right there if we had the fiber. Yeah, sure we don't. Whoa. Don't get me wrong, I really like the planter we have. That's actually the same width. So yeah, we're going to stay with what we got. Sprayer now. Convey all. Another one of those would be nice. The trucks just keep popping up for sale. This holds water, 2,000, that's it. So yeah, we have more liquid fert. When it's on sale in containers like that, you gotta take advantage of it. I think at the actual nutrient site, I want to say it's all about $100 more for the same amount of liters, give or take. I think is what I saw with the math earlier. So when we can get it that way and it's on sale, it's always best to do it. But eventually, we'll probably get a hauling truck and we'll get a liquid fert hold up here and another herbicide as well. I don't think we'll really mess with the liquid lime too much. Probably just stay with the powder bean we have the Wilmer. And I just want to go to our GPS trackings and kind of make sure. Yeah, the missus is still trucking along. I like to see that. Let's go into this section. So she's got most of the center field done, which means she's going to be starting the headland. So that's good to see. Yeah, I think I'm going to have her go right into this and spray this before I even... Well, should I roll it first? That is a good question. Should I roll? Probably should roll then spray. Because we're not going to do much damage with the narrow tires. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll roll and I'll have her go through and spray. That puts that herbicide on top. And that should be good. We are coming through here. Dried sorghum, we got 300,000 liters left. We've hit 161,000 liters been dried so far. So right now, money-wise, and we got some silage. We actually have all the silages now ready. I didn't realize that during the day today. It officially all says it's ready. So there's $73,000 there we can sell off, which is something we might actually do. And then, you know, we got eco beans still in July. We got dried soybeans in July. That's $75,000. So there's 150, 100, almost 90,000 in the end there. Dried sorghum not till January, but we're at $115,000 already. It's not showing us the price of the rest of the sorghum just because how it transfers over, which is fine. But I would say, you know, we have 3 times that total because we got 300,000 left. So, you know, 115, 230, 345, $345,000 off sorghum. So I think that was a pretty good double crop choice for the winter. We got a great yield off of it in the end when you break it down per acre and everything. So I'm actually happy. We finally, essentially, I mean, we are in year 3. 3 years to finally get a good crop. Now, the other thing, too, we'll go back to the map here. I did not see, and I don't know if it would be on this map or not, but I did not see anywhere that was really affected by the twister. It said at the end of last month it hit. I think that's just a normal plot of the land. But I did not see anywhere it hit. I did not see it on our land. I did not see it on neighbors' lands. So I think everybody hopefully got through. I think it may have just hit through these tree lines because it said it was on our side of the highway. But that's all I can tell. It may be out here somewhere. And actually, did the price of that land go down? No, it did not. So, yeah, somewhere out there, but, you know, pretty close to home, I would say. We're trucking right along, not really using up a lot of seed, which actually brings me to the next point. We should have checked when we were here. So a lot of that is loam and sandy loam with a little bit of silted clay. So, all right, not too bad. So it's going to be pretty low to standard, which is fine. And then the top peak is high. So not bad at all. I did look up, I always forget we have the precision farm chart, which I could share as a post at some point too. If everybody wants that, just let me know down in the comments. I could probably start adding it to the videos and putting it down in that description section so you guys can pull it up easier when you want. The Canadian JD is who you can look up, precision farming 25 analysis numbers, but it was 200 kg to the hectare, which explains why we were burning so much on corn. So we did get that sorted, which was nice. So I always forget I have that chart. I have it personally saved on my second monitor desktop, so I can just click it open when I'm playing a lot of the times. And sometimes when I record, I just forget to open a lot of those side windows when I'm recording. But when I'm just playing, you know, the offline side, I'm right into it. You know, I got that open. I got a little spreadsheet of all the cost, get some more details, what vehicles need to be worked on, paid on, so on. Kind of go a little more in depth offline. I almost probably should follow the same tactic with a lot of this, just because, you know, there'll be times where there's 3-4 days spaced out in between me getting on and recording, sometimes even a week and a half to 2 weeks. And that might be good for me to just see on the charts and know where we're exactly at. But that's what I do. But yeah, so it's good to know that we did that right. pH level was my slight worry. And I'll show you, we have the blue, okay? So it's literally 8 to 6.5. But 8, that's a problem. So we'll have to kind of sort that out. Obviously, that field section over there, a lot of the same. Over here, 142 or 147 says it is ready to harvest, believe it or not. Like I said, I think we're going to wait. I think we'll push it to at least June. Maybe July. July still might be the plan. And the reason I say that is we do it in July, we can get one more cut in October. So we do April, July, and it's putting the 2-month buffer between them. So we get 3 cuts out of it. I personally think that works. I don't think we need to go crazier than that. So that'll probably be our plan. Stick to July. And then there's the missus over there. Look at her trucking along. She's getting more confident behind the wheel. Gotta love to see that. Really helping the farm out. Junior is doing whatever. He's probably playing with the beef cows right now. They really haven't been going through hay. We do have a few that are about 50% in. We got one there. Couple at 40, still in puberty. We got Angus. So a couple at 40%. So it's good to see that. Hey, they're down to 194. I mean, they're going to have good health, good productivity for what they're doing because they're just beef. So we just feed them hay. And the meadow has stayed going, surprisingly. So it looks like the missus is done. Probably have her wait till we're done here. And then, like I said, get rolling. I'll probably hook right up to the roller with this. Keep that hooked up to the sprayer. Kind of see how it goes. And actually probably want radio over to her and see where she's at with herbicide, because might want to send her into town to do that already. Again, I don't know how this will work, if this will actually spray once we roll, if it'll just be a blanket cover, or if it'll still try to spot what it picks up in the sensors. I don't know how it'll affect our environmental. I'm going to be honest with you, I have not played around with a lot of that in FS25 on the spraying pattern. A lot of times I will actually plow in my offline saves, and I've honestly never used a weeder or a sprayer a month or 2 after anyway. So that's what I've done. But we'll head over and see what or call on the radio, see what she's doing, see how much herbicide she's got, and we'll be back after that. Hopefully we'll be almost to the rolling point at that. All right, soybeans are planted. I'm trying not to drive all over the field here. Somehow we ended up finishing in that section. I mean, I guess we're going to roll it so it doesn't make too much of a deal, but we'll be doing some testing for sure. I mean, that's part of the, the learning point, I guess. We know there's some methods out there for Farm Sim, but, this map is proved, which is something I like. Yields aren't always what we want it to be. I mean, you could always want a glorious yield, and like we've seen so far in previous years, it hasn't worked for us. So we've tried some new methods. The double crop with the high moisture sorghum for the winter worked. I'm going to chalk it up as that worked, in my opinion. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, this time we're going to try actually rolling this and then spraying for weeds. Putting some herbicide over the top, and hopefully there's no weeds at all, and kind of see if that boosts that yield up. We'll give this a quick wash. Junior is actually, I found out what he was doing. He's over at the hoop barn. He took the new truck we have over there. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We're fighting to climb the gears here. But we also need some fuel before we hook this up to the roller. But I'll probably send the missus out to roll. That's a little bit of a bath. But he has informed me he has the Load King loaded with silage bales. No surprise, he said he brought back the single bale lift because he couldn't get anything high enough on there to get him triple stacked or even double stacked. So he was using the bale spike, which is fine. I mean, they are already fermented. They're good to go. So unless there's something I should know about, you can all let me know down in the comments. But I think once they're fermented to silage, I think we're fine to unwrap if we had to. And I'll poke a hole in them. But we'll get the planter back up over here, out of the way. And then we'll get some fuel in this, get the roller going, and then I will probably jump into the Kubota and head over to the hoop barn, because I'm a little shocked that he must have ran back through the field, which, I mean, I guess we could take a walk, but with him later I can definitely get both vehicles back if we needed to. Like I said, the first thing though is getting the missus set up with this. Almost think that's about the same size as the sprayer. So I think we could actually run the same track that I'm going to set up on the GPS. That's just my thought. Make it simple, easy, double. That way I will probably have... Actually, he can take the Kubota back because he can jump right on the sprayer and follow his mom. I think that's a good plan, actually. Have him follow the sprayer. It's already 6 o'clock. We've all been eating sandwiches. So it's better to just knock this out. And then, like I said, we'll get the... She should be far enough ahead over here to get the kid on the sprayer behind her. So let's get the GPS set up for that. We can do 2 headlands. We're going to bring it down to 27.8. Want to start in the center. Outstanding. We're going to save that. I'll let her get sorted. I'm going to go put that GPS track into this one for when the kid gets over here. And you know what? I just realized it is not the same track. So we actually... So it will actually have to be its own. We can sort that out after. We'll let him figure that out. I mean, well, I'll probably have to tell him. Being he used the bale spike without asking, so I'll have to sort it. Gotta appreciate hard workers though, at that age. Alright, I might need to level this out. This feels like this is getting steeper with the mud. Anyway, let's jump into the Kubota. Fire this up. And head over to the hoop barn and see the picture he sent me is real and not this new AI technology that all these kids are using. Doesn't it sound so much quieter than it last did? Really need to come through and clean up some of these branches, though. I think that's gotta be one of the things we do. Knock off some of these branches and open this roadway like that one right there. Low hanging fruit. I still see a fair amount of bales stacked, as there probably should be. Zoom in over here. Oh, yeah. Well, as a kid, and truck's running. Oh, yeah, a couple more. Oh, look at that. Got it already set up. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to take this into town. Think we can get out of here. Without taking out any branches. So we'll go get these sold. Get to use this truck. And not surprised this is the one he took. Like I said, these low branches probably gonna knock a few off actually driving through the bale trailer. But no, we'll get this sold. I mean, this will be some money for us. Probably be 3 trailer loads, give or take. I'll probably take at least 2 full down. Because we do get a higher price right now. We usually go for about a 120 as their max price. And they're going for 124 right now. So an extra $4 on 1,000 liters. Which is pretty good. So, whoa, sounds like something just broke there. Not good. Hopefully that was nothing completely shattered. But no. Hope everybody's enjoying the series. Now that we're starting to get a little, not automated. Oh, too fast there. Oh, I almost tipped it. Make that wide turn. That must just be the gearbox. Yeah, I just lost all my bales back there. But yeah, we're getting, I would say, fairly settled in a little bit. I mean, my plan is to expand our livestock, either with pigs, probably not chickens, maybe chickens, who knows. Or even a dairy option. I do wish the brakes were a little bit better. I feel like the last 2 updates have somehow made the brakes less, which seems impossible to do because there are pretty much nothing already. But no, so yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. Like I said, now we're going to kind of be in the summer. We'll get another mow. Hopefully a decent harvester pops up at some point. We've seen a few already. I'm still thinking about that Kloss. Maybe the 8800 series. I just don't know if that pipe is still going to be long enough. It might be, but I'd rather have the option of one where we can cycle through pipes and adjust, take them off, add them if we need to, because I would shorten the pipe for corn season, knowing that we have that 6 meter head. And then I would probably, with a 17 meter grain head, I would probably end up, maxing out at 9 feet. There's a lot of fog. And there's the brakes. Unbelievable. I guess this truck has no brakes despite the maintenance we did on it. See if we can get in here. We love to hit these rails. Actually, it's pretty good there. I'll hop out. And then we should be able to drive right through here. So about 31,500 with the environmental score. So not bad at all. Fairly easy money now that we have the land to do it with. So I'm excited because that works out to our favor. We'll get this back and probably see, actually we got to reload the next set of bales. Just thought of that. And then by then, hopefully they're somewhat along. We'll get the sprayer out there. So we'll probably come back once we get the sprayer really rolling. All right. Hired hand was back, so I've sent him off with the last of our silage bales. We just threw a couple of older hay bales in here as well for them. Then I tried to get rid of some of the older stuff that was in our stack right here. It's a pretty weather, gonna be honest. Probably gonna have to get rid of this or get covering. You know, like I said, I wish there was a tarp to this. We've got by with it, but these bales have definitely taken a beating. We still got 41 hay bales in there. Tempting to run one more load down there, knowing that our next run will be hay, but a couple straw, which we haven't really used either. Kubota is still over at the hoop barn. I'll have to, when the missus is done, maybe we'll take the truck over, scoop that up, get that back over here with the hired hands back in time. I'm going to get, I think, Junior set up to run the sprayer. Just trying to think. You know, they're on, should be the inside headland right there. Like I said, this track's not going to work. But I'm wondering, is she squaring up when she is done rolling, or is she pivoting? Just fire it up. Get all the lights on for him. It's got plenty of herbicide. Should be plenty of herbicide. Not really sure how it's going to work out. That's all set up right there, so that works perfect. We're going to delete that course. Because this is 27. We're going to actually shorten it up a little bit. We'll do 3 headlands to kind of give that spacing. And we'll hit generate course. Probably help if I was in the actual target field here. Now I'll generate course. But it's telling me 3 it is. Which is fine. So we're gonna, where are we going here? Alright kid, where are you going here? Let's get it back on track. Get everything set up. Should be pulling into this rolled section. Like I said, it'll be interesting to kind of see. I mean, running at an angle is pretty similar to what we're just running with the roller. They're just going to be on the inside track. Naturally, it's going to go on the side that the roller's already kind of working. Wanted the roller to be a little further ahead on that second headland. But I think we'll still be on the inside track of it. So it is spot treating. Alright, so those bales will sell. Hopefully get a good check. We made, what, 64,000, give or take? Not really on top of my math game here. These two going to have a standoff. Better shut this one down and let things go on their way here, because apparently that's what's going on. Oh, I'm staring them down. All right, let's kick that in. That should run now. Now the question is, how much will it actually use? That is my other worry here. I mean, because this is rolled, so it should say mulched. Should be no signs of weed yet, but it looks, judging by the patching, I would say that it's actually being effective. We'll see how that correlates next month on June 1st, if that worked out. And then once he's good, I mean, this will be the problem, is backing up right here. But once he swivels around and gets going, we should be kind of in the driver's seat for that. It shouldn't be getting caught up anymore with mom and the roller, so. She's really working the corners correctly on that one. No pun intended, by the way. I realized I said it. And, but yeah, so. Sharp corners being rolled, not rounding them. I would have been fine with just rounding them, but hey, props to her. She's trying to make sure every bit of the field is covered. So, yeah. Make sure the corners are well rolled and they are well seeded and well fertilized. So, we'll see if Junior follows suit when he gets to the outer headlands. If he squares them off or not. With this, I honestly just hope he stays forward and rounds them. I'm just not leaving big gaps. Should be all right. Looks like we're doing pretty well on herbicide on those two long strips. We're about 11% usage. We might have to go back and refill this to do the two headlands, but I think everything on the inside should actually be okay. And it actually might be just the outer headland looking at it. That might be the catch 22. But, I mean, all is looking good. Like I said, we'll sell those last bales. It'll probably be like $10,000 to $15,000 is my guesstimate. Could be a little more than 15,000, but so we should be around 230 after we sell those bales for next episode. But I think honestly that's where we're going to leave it this episode. I'm excited to see if this works. Putting herbicide right on after we just planted soybeans and rolled. So I'm hoping this works. Like you saw in the beginning episode, we already had weeds popping up in the cornfields. Those are taken care of. It's only been a month since we planted those. Sorghum is still drying away. We're getting a nice little sunset over there. That looks actually pretty nice over there. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel, continuing to comment, smash the like button, and sharing it with your networks. Till next time, Farmer Taz out.